How many responsibilities do you think you can work on in one day?
In one day. Hmm. Creation, investment, speaking, transition.
How many responsibilities do you think you can
Maybe
work on
four.
in one day? What?
Maybe four. Four
Okay.
for example, like scheduling, like this one, general workers' responsibilities, maybe four.
I mean, we're not talking about general worker responsibility. We're talking about your assigned responsibilities.
Hmm.
All right, let's just start with
Yeah,
one
maybe two.
responsibility.
Maybe two.
All right, so let's just start with one responsibility that you know how to do. And I'm skipping down to line 50, to line 50.
Yes.
I'm skipping down to line 50. We just want to list one responsibility you know how to do.
Where are we? Sorry, line 15, agency financing monthly payroll budget.
No,
No,
50.
line 50.
50.
50. Jay's
50.
asking. Oh.
All right, 50. Yeah, yeah.
Let's start with one responsibility. Start with one you know how to do.
The one that I know what how to do. Okay.
Hmm.
One, if you know one. So, I
Yes.
mean,
Keep
for me,
track.
there's two ways to have no responsibilities. One is to have no responsibilities, and two is to have too many responsibilities, right? Because you have so many responsibilities, you're just listing them all, and it's like, what are you actually doing? You know?
Yeah, one that I know what to do, how to do is keep track of the deadlines or upfront pay stubs, and also
Can you write it down, or can someone write it down? I missed that.
okay, just a minute.
Yeah, copy and paste the one from the list.
Okay, and then
Keep track deadlines of upfront pay stubs. Is that a responsibility? What is that?
hmm?
That's related to tactical ops, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure if that's a responsibility though. It's not.
Do you have
What's
do you
the
have the
goal?
responsibility organizing for this?
Keeping track, tactical ops, responsibility organizing.
Do you
The
have it?
one, the one that was there before already.
Do you have it? What do you mean it was there before already?
It's already
You
existing.
you understand that to do,
Uh,
if you say that you know how to do something, in order to know how to do something, you should have the responsibility organizing, right?
yeah, I saw it already. Wait, just a minute.
Yeah. Can you link it, please?
Don't know where it is now.
Also, yeah, the name of the responsibility. It's, I don't know where you. What is this? But this is not.
Also, the question would be, what is the goal, right? What is the
Yeah.
goal? What is the outcome of the work? Because I'm not sure if keeping track deadlines up and stops is actually
It's
a
not.
responsibility.
It's not. I think it's one of the responsibilities in
That's not a
tactical
good answer.
ops.
You think it's something is definitely not a good answer. If you have responsibility for something, that means that you should know more about it than anyone else because you're responsible for it, right? So do you are we all in agreement that you don't have a link to this? There's no link for the
No, I
responsibility
saw it
organization?
when I was doing it. Wait, just a minute. I don't know where I saw it. Tactical ops responsibility organizing.
Just if you don't have it, just say you don't have it. I mean,
No, I saw
so
it
we move forward, right?
here.
Yeah, but if you know how to do responsibility, you should.
And you should know what the goal is. Like if you know how to do something, you should know what the goal is, but you're saying you don't know what the goal is and you don't have the responsibility link, right?
The goal is to stop the upfront pay stop,
No.
to end the
That's not a
upfront pay
clear
stop.
goal. Prevent upfront pay stop is obviously not a clear goal. So you don't there's no responsibility that says that you prevent upfront pay stop. That's the responsibility is doing the work, and by doing the work and verifying the work, the upfront pay stop is automatically prevented. Right? So the responsibility of the work is how you prevent upfront pay stops. There's no other way to prevent upfront pay stop than from doing the actual
So,
work.
so Joyce, can you show me inside this document that you just linked where it says anything about tracking or has anything to do with deadlines?
Just a minute.
Can you just link this and you say this is the responsibility of the organizer? So can you show me anywhere here about where it says about the deadlines? Anything at all about deadlines?
This
Work
okay,
about
just a minute.
deadlines, anything at all in this
Just a minute.
whole document.
Just a minute. My
Yeah, please show
my
me
desktop.
because I'm looking for this because I created a new responsibility organizer because I couldn't find one about
Okay,
tactical ops
just hold on.
deadlines responsibilities. So I'm curious if you found something that I missed.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, I'm definitely done with this particular responsibility. Like, I don't think this is a real responsibility. I don't know what it is. I don't know
Yeah.
why you have it or what you're trying to say here or what the goal is or anything. So, I mean, if this is your number one top priority work that you have that you know how to do, like, it would basically imply that you don't know any responsibilities for that have been assigned to the team. Because this is not a responsibility. So if you have another one you could list, that would be helpful. If you don't have another one, then it's fine. Then we know that you don't know any responsibilities, which is perfectly fine. So then the next question would be, what is the responsibility that you want to get trained on? If on line
The
65,
responsibility you want to get trained on.
yeah. So if you have no responsibility that you know how to do, which is fine, you categorize that. You say, I don't know how to do any responsibility. And you say, okay, what is the next responsibility that I want to get trained on? So this would be your primary responsibility that you are interested in learning and that you want training on. Right? That you don't know how to do it yet. You can't do it on your own and you want to learn how to do it.
Mm,
How many responsibilities can you learn how to do at the same time?
at the same time, maybe two.
No. How many
Three.
responsibilities can you work on at the same time? The trick question is one, you can only do one responsibility at a time, right?
Okay.
That's our policy, right? So anytime you're working, you should only be focusing on one single responsibility at a time. That's what you do during work. So right now we're focused on getting organized and doing planning, right? So the responsibility that we're focusing on now would be planning. We're not doing a very good job of it, but we're at least trying to get organized here. So do you have a responsibility? And again, just focus on one at a time. Responsibility that you maybe know a little bit about and that you're trying to get trained on.
Maybe the bills, because
Okay, but bills is not a responsibility. So what responsibility within the bills? The bills is a category. It's a
the updating the bill.
Priority.
Where am I now? Bills.
Updating what?
Wait, where is the bills here? Just a minute. Where is the bills? Okay. Making sure the bills are organized and paid on time. This one.
This is not a responsibility. This is a goal.
Huh?
This is a goal. This is not a responsibility. The responsibility for bills are it's there are just two, right? You remember
There's two responsibilities for both.
Do you know what? Do you remember what they are?
Forgot already.
Right, right. Okay, so Joyce, this is a big problem with you is that we have spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours working with you and training you and going over responsibilities. And if you're not even documenting them and logging them for your understanding and record, there's something wrong, right? What is the main, Alberto, can you mute for a second? Is that
Yeah,
you,
I'm
Alberto?
sorry. Let me close the
Yeah.
door. Yeah. Sorry. I'm-
All
Okay.
right, muting, closing the door, same difference. All right,
Because I'm
so
using.
Joyce, what is the number one purpose to learn a responsibility in FQN Community Network? Why do we train you to learn a responsibility? Why
To
what's the most important thing for you to learn a responsibility for?
to be able to what again, Jay? What is the question?
What is the number one reason why we train you to do responsibility, or any worker? Why would we train a worker to do responsibility? What is the number one most important thing that we want that worker to be able to do? When after we train
To
them
be
to do the
responsible,
responsibility? What?
to be able to have an outcome for the work.
No. So let's say we spend 5 hours training a worker how to do a responsibility, right? And then a week later they leave, which happens dozens and dozens of times, right? So
Okay.
what is the number one reason why we train a worker on a responsibility? What do we want them to be able to do the very next day?
We train them so that they will be able to do the responsibility organizing for that.
No.
Uh,
So what is the purpose of the responsibility organizing? Why is the responsibility organizing so important? Is it for
so
you
they
so that
can
you
no for the person who will do the responsibility the next time if ever you are not there
exactly,
anymore.
because no one person is ever going to be here forever.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so if you're building infrastructure, if you build it just for yourself, you're not actually helping anything, because we know you're not going to be here forever. We know I'm not going to be here forever. Alberto is certainly not here every single day all the time. Okay, so the number one thing about training and learning the responsibilities is being able to what?
Being able to what again? I'm
What
confused.
is the number one goal of us spending hours and hours and hours and hours training you?
You have to be able to do the responsibility organizing so you can
No.
No,
to other people.
for other people, yes.
Yes, for
Not
other people.
Train other people. Yeah.
for other people. And so between 0 and 100%, how prepared are you after we've spent probably 20 to 30 hours training you? How prepared are you to train another worker like Moth?
The next day, you mean? If you
The,
no,
now,
after you did for hours and
now,
hours.
now. How now?
Mm, maybe 10%.
Is that okay with you? Do you feel okay about that?
Yeah, if only now I got trained, maybe 10%.
No, we've been training you for weeks and weeks and over a month for like dozens of hours. And you're saying that your level of being able to train Moth is 10%.
No, because the question of Alberto a while ago is if now.
Yes,
So I
right
said,
now, if Moth was here right now and he asked you, how do I work on the bills? What would you tell him? Right? Let's pretend I am Moth. Hi, Joyce. I'm
mm,
interested in working on bills. What should I do? What would you tell to
yeah,
Moth?
yeah, I will tell to Moth that let's do together because there is a responsibility organizing. So
Okay,
we can, yeah,
great. Can I have the link, please?
Yeah, like that.
Can you get me the link right now? That would be great.
Of the bills? Of the
Well,
responsibility organizing?
what's the responsibility?
Oh, just hold on. I look for the link.
What's the responsibility?
To uh, to organize the bills.
Okay.
Organize the bills and classify them according to importance.
No, but anyway, so do you have the link or do you not have the link?
Just a minute, because my I don't know this laptop. I desktop. I mean.
All
Just
right, but
hold on.
can you see how important it is to have the responsibility link, right? It's not about you. Like you don't need the link. Maybe you know how to do the work, but it doesn't matter because you can't train Moth how to do the responsibility without the responsibility link, period. Right?
Yes.
And that's all that matters. And I think that's what you don't get. Right? That you're not thinking about the team and you're not thinking about the next person, because otherwise you would have the responsibility links for all of your responsibilities. You would know what they're called, and it's not even about you. It would be about for training Moth and training the next person, because all you need to be able to train Moth is the link, and you say, here's the link, and you can learn everything you want. And if you
Yes.
don't have that link, you can't do diddly stuff. You can't help Moth, and you can't help anyone else, and all you're thinking about is yourself. You're just getting paid to not really do anything. Right? So that's a huge problem. And this is like a waste of our time. This is like the 4th or 5th time we're going over this with you. Right? It's not the first time we've done this. Right? You're not organized. But me and Alberto's main concern is, do you really want to get organized? Like, do you care?
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, eh.
I know, but how many more times do we have to go over this? You know, like you're supposed to be a high-level partner leader in the organization, and you need to be organized, and you need to have your responsibilities clear. And you don't even know the responsibility. You don't have the link. And you're pretending like you can train Moth. What should you tell a new worker like Moth if you don't have the responsibility organizing and you don't have the link? What should you tell him?
I will tell him that we come and let us ask. Where's
No.
the link?
No, you tell him, no, I'm sorry, I'm not able to train you. I don't have the correct information. There's no way I can train you at this time.
Okay.
Right? Because how are you going to train Moth if you don't have the information? Right? So if Moth sent you a message on Discord and said, oh yeah, I would love to get training on the bills updates, the verification, you would tell him, you would respond like, no, I'm not able to do that because I don't have the link and I'm not organized, and like, you know, I would finish that sentence with, you know, maybe I shouldn't even be on the payroll. You know, if I can't, after a month and a half, I still don't have a single responsibility organizing link. Right? So the next thing I would tell Moth is, don't do what I do, because what I'm doing is really bad. You know, learn how to get your responsibilities organized, learn how to get them links so that you can train the next person who comes after you.
Okay.
Anyways, Alberto, which of those 2 responsibilities do you think would be the best one for Joyce between the 2? So there's 2 bills responsibilities. There's updating the bills list and there's doing the verification of the bills, right? So what of those 2 would be the best one for her?
Updating verification. So the best, I look at, yeah, exactly. The responsibilities are 2: updating the bills and verification of the bills. And I think we need, I mean, we need to do the updating, right? Because the verification we did it last week, so it's not so urgent, but there is some updating that needs to be done.
Okay, so Joyce,
so I would start with the updating if Joyce is okay, but if she feels she wants to do verification, it's okay.
So what is the very first thing that you do when you want to take on a responsibility?
We should know the goal of the responsibility.
No.
Very first thing?
Yes.
You should ask the link.
Okay, so what are you going to do? So you're interested in the updating the list of bills responsibility?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'll check in Discord and ask, do we have the link to the responsibility organizing?
No, no, we are human beings. We're here right now
Oh,
on the call. And we treat each other like human beings. What are you going to do right here, right now, if you're interested in the updating the list of bills responsibility?
if I'm interested, I would say that I'm interested in
Okay, so
taking
what
the
is it?
responsibility.
Interested is not enough, right? We want someone to step up and take responsibility. Being interested in something is not taking
Okay,
responsibility,
okay. I
right? Do you
want to
understand? Do
step
you
up.
understand the definition of taking responsibility of something? Do you know what that means? Do you understand what responsibility means?
Yeah, you will be accountable for something.
No, that's not what it means. Accountability means that something's supposed to happen, right? That someone is supposed to do, and it needs to be held accountable for to make sure that it moves forward. But responsibility is something else, right? So responsibility, like, is applicable regardless of whether there's accountability, right? Accountability is irrespective of responsibility. So when you take real responsibility, it doesn't matter whether or not you're accountable or not. It's about taking responsibility for yourself, right?
Something
Like
personal.
nobody's accountable for the planet, getting destroyed and billions of animals being slaughtered and killed and entire ecosystems being destructed, right? No one's accountable for that. Corporations are reaping billions because of that, right? So anyone who takes responsibility for that and tries to address it has nothing to do with accountability, right? So what does responsibility mean?
Responsibility is taking action.
Taking action.
Mhm.
I guess
Yeah,
that could be part of it, So,
part
but
of it.
taking action for what reason? Like what does it mean if you take action on a responsibility, something you take responsibility for?
Yeah, taking action, you do something about it so that
But let's say you go do something about it. Like let's say you perfectly update the list of bills. You did it. You took action. What's going to happen 3 weeks later?
you must update it.
Again?
So yeah, you keep on checking on it.
Okay. So it's not just taking action, isn't it? It's more than just taking action, right?
Yes.
So what else is it?
It's dedication.
Yeah, there we go. That's much better. It's dedicating yourself to something and making sure it's followed through with because it needs to happen over and over and over again. Okay?
Dedication.
Dedication is a much better word.
Mm.
All right. So, what is the very first thing that you would do if you dedicated yourself to taking on the responsibility of updating the list of bills? The very first thing that you would do right here, right now with me and Alberto.
I would ask you to train me.
Okay, but how do we train you? What do you need? We've already trained you multiple times on this, but what would you need in order to start the training?
To start the training,
No. What do you need in order to start the training, right? Let's go back to, like, again,
Month.
it's exactly the same thing. Me and Alberto are no different than you. There's literally no difference between us,
yeah,
right? So you can
responsibility
go and
organizing.
train Moth on the same thing.
Mm-mm.
How are you going to do that?
I will ask for the link of the responsibility organizing.
Okay, so stop telling us what you're going to do and just do it.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah. So
Can you just do it? Can you just please just do what you just said that you're going to do? You said you will do something in the future, but you're not doing it. Like, we're sitting here 20 minutes waiting for you to do something and you're just refusing to do it because you're not taking responsibility. Right? Because if you actually took responsibility and you were dedicated to responsibility, you would have already done it. And it makes me feel that you don't actually want to do it. Because you keep
Yeah,
saying you will do something.
I'm
You
asking
can't do
you
something in the
for
future. You have to do something in the present.
I'm asking you to train me, right? And I'm asking for the responsibility organizing for
But
that
you didn't.
responsibility.
But you didn't, right?
Yeah,
Let's just
yeah,
write down exactly what you said. You said, I am asking for the responsibility organizing, but you didn't actually do that.
yeah.
Mm.
I never heard you say something like, Alberto, can you please link? Do you have the responsibility organizing? Jay, can you please link the responsibility organizing?
We're waiting for 20 minutes for here. We're trying to get you to do that, and you're not doing it. You're saying I will ask for the
Oh,
responsibility organizing on Discord. I will in the future ask for the responsibility organizing, yet we can't get you to actually ask for it. Do you understand the difference in the
yeah.
language of the actual when you actually do something? Like if someone says like, "Oh yeah, I really would like to eat." "Oh, I really wouldn't mind having some food because I'm really hungry," right? And they could say that literally 100 times like you just did. "Oh, it would be really nice to have food," right? And they could get food in like 2 seconds if they literally just said, "Could I please have some food? Can you please feed me?" Right? That's asking for food. If you just over and over and over again tell people, "Oh, it would really be nice to have some food. Oh, I really think in the future I might ask for some food. Oh, maybe I will ask for some food tomorrow." You're never going to get the food.
Mm.
And it's not professional. That's not how professional people function. Professional people function and you go up to the counter and you say, "I would like to order this because I'm hungry. Please bring me my food now." That is professional. So you need to be able to communicate professionally. Otherwise, it doesn't work. We can't work as a team if you're not going to be willing to communicate.
Yeah.
So if you're taking responsibility, it's up to you to take responsibility. Me and Alberto can't do that for you. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. I mean, it feels that I don't understand. Uh, so what
Maybe,
I
maybe I thought that I know what to do. That's
That's
the
the problem right
that's
there.
the
If you
problem.
think
That's
you
the
know what
problem.
to do,
Yeah, that's the
then
problem.
you're just screwing us over, is really what it is. That's your selfish screwing us over, and you really don't care. Because obviously you don't know what to do. The work's not getting done. And so if you want to sit here and think that you know what to do, it's disrespectful. It's really disrespectful. That is not, I don't like that at all. It's like you need to come down to a level where we're all equal. I don't know exactly what to do. I don't know how to deal with like all the management, everything. It's like if I knew exactly what to do, we wouldn't be in this big huge mess. Obviously, right? So I'm asking for help because I don't know what to do. Right? We need to get down on the same level here and actually work together as a team and verify things, right? If it's not verified, obviously someone doesn't know how to do it because it's not verified yet. Anyways, Alberto, sorry, I just got kind of.
yeah.
No, it's okay. It's
So
okay.
so Joyce, it's very okay for you to don't know how to do things, but you need to I don't know. I mean, we're here saying if you want to take on the
Just say
responsibility,
it.
you need
Okay,
to
no
say,
problem.
I want to take on the responsibility. Do you guys have the responsibility organized? If you say that, we can keep going. Otherwise, I think
Yeah, we need to move on to the next
we,
topic.
we move on to the next topic.
Responsibility, Joyce. Like it's not worth our time to try to get you to do something that's like taking half an hour and you still refuse to do it.
If you want to do it, you just say, I want to do it. Please send me the responsibility
Yes.
organized.
Yeah, I want to do it. I want to do the bills,
Okay.
updating,
Okay.
and can you please show me the responsibility organizing?
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Here it is. You can
Thank
find it
you.
in cell D68.
The what?
Cell D68.
68.
Yeah.
So hopefully next time it doesn't take 30 minutes for you to ask for the link to responsibility.
Yes, maybe
Um,
I'm just
anyways, why don't we move on to the next topic here?
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure exactly what to do about getting Joyce organized and getting you clear and organized and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, That's a huge step for us. Like, I mean, for me and Alberto, if you literally just had the links to the first thing you should do for this responsibility organizing link is put it in your main doc and never lose it ever. And anyone who ever asks you for the responsibility organizing link on updating the bills, you should always have that, and you should have it available within 5 to 10 seconds, a maximum of 30 seconds. Like, it should not take 30 minutes. Okay? You get it?
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah.
If you can do that one little thing, me and Alberto would be so happy. You have no idea. And it's like, that is the training. And so don't tell us we didn't train you, because if you can't even do that, there's no point in training you on anything else. You understand?
Yeah, I'm very sorry because maybe
Like,
that's the problem that I thought I know how to do.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah,
but you thought you knew how to do it, but we all agree you have no freaking clue how to even help Moth get started, correct?
yeah, I know. Yes.
So you don't know nothing. If you can't help
Yeah.
Moth get started on a responsibility, you know absolutely nothing. Okay? So stop pretending like you think you know everything when you can't help Moth. So everything is based on helping the next person. Everything you know is 100% verified and basically, validated, or we're going to evaluate you based on what you're able to train the next person. That's all we care about. Right? So if you say you
I
know
swallow
something,
everything you say. I swallow everything you say. It's okay. I
yeah.
accept everything. Yeah, I should accept. I should accept.
Yeah, but we're
Yeah,
just saying that we're evaluating you based on your ability to train the next person, which is Moth,
yes.
right? That's all we care about is your ability to train the next person. We want you to be a leader of the organization, and if you can't train the next worker, you don't know anything. It's that simple.
Yes.
Okay, that's our evaluation standard. That is the only reason why anything else matters, right? So it's like all the training I've done with Alberto for the entire year, it doesn't matter if he can't help anyone else learn how to do anything. Like, it's just
Mm-mm.
right. There's no teamwork in just doing it by yourself and not ever being able to train anyone else. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I'm very cute.
Yeah, we were trying to train you on core, basic, professional, fundamental communication and systems here, because if you don't understand this stuff, it's impossible to get anywhere else. So shall we, do we need to take another break, and then we're going to go on to topic 4, which is going to be...
Yeah, I think a break would be good at this point.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm very sorry, really. Now
No,
I'm
I
really
mean,
thinking all the
it's
responsibility organizing it. I know what you.
it's okay, Joyce. It's okay, but I mean,
Maybe I was just maybe I thought really I maybe
no,
I
no,
said oh
not
no
maybe, not maybe for sure. But the point
yeah
is
I
that
said yeah
the point that they were trying to make is that the impression that we got is that you just didn't care, right? Because we spent a lot of hours explaining you this,
Yeah, it's
and
very disrespectful for the dozens and dozens of hours we spent, like literally 34 hours for over a month, almost 2 months that we spent training. And it's like, you're just like, you did nothing for me. I already know how to do everything. Nah, it's just,
no
it doesn't
it's
feel
not
good.
yeah it's
Like,
that's
and
the
you just constantly say, I want more training. That's an excuse. I want more training is an excuse that people say all the time to not do work, right? So it's like, if you take responsibility, training is not an excuse. You figure out how to do the work, and you get help, and you ask questions, and you do it. Anyway, sorry, Alberto, I cut you off. Go ahead.
no, that's what I wanted to say. I mean, because if we spend all these hours and then you don't take action, you don't try to. I mean, my impression is that you didn't even try to do what we were trying to make you do, or we were asking you to do. You didn't even try. You just listened to us, entered in one ear, exited the other one, and then you just move forward like the way you know how to do, and you think the way that you thought you know how to do, based on what you learned during your lives, right? Instead of saying, okay, I'm in a
yes
new environment. I need to
yeah
really listen. I really need to follow the guidelines. I really need to learn the protocols. That's how it's supposed to be. And if you
yeah
don't do that, it gives us the impression that you just don't care. That's the impression that I'm having
I know
in the
that
last at least two
very
months from you. That you just don't care. You just don't
oh
care.
okay
All right?
sorry
Yeah.
I do care but I
Yeah.
just I don't
So,
know. It's very simple.
but you
It's
know
very
what
simple.
Jade always says. It's the words they mean nothing. What means is the
Yes,
action,
action.
right?
Yeah.
So you can tell us 200 times that you do care, that you do care, that you're sorry, but until you don't show us that you really care, so meaning you take responsibility for something, so you take responsibility to understanding what the protocols are when, which is this, just this is, it's easy. It's not nothing too complicated, right? You start some work, you need to know what the name of the work is. You need to have the document. You need to have the links to the responsibility of the work, and you need to know the goal. That's it. You need to understand the goal. Okay, knowing the goal is not, it's not enough. You need to understand what the goal is. That's it. That's the protocol on how you, and as well, of course, saying very clearly that you're taking responsibility, so that we know, right? This is easy, and we told you so many times. So that's all that there is at this point, I think, right? So just calm down,
And I want to make sure
step
it's
back,
clear.
and yeah.
I want to make sure it's clear that like all that matters is the goal, right? So all that matters is the goal for the responsibility. All the steps and everything you're in the responsibility organizing is just how to achieve the goal. Okay?
Yeah.
If you, as a smart, intelligent, empowered woman, know a better way of achieving that goal, write it all down and train Moth or train whoever you want how to do it based on creating a new responsibility organizing. You are fully empowered to create a new set of steps to achieve the goal if you have a better way of doing it, right? And then you get it, and then you get it done in a better way. That's fine. We have no problem with that. You know, you just have to do it. It's that's part of the work. And then there's other responsibilities which we've assigned where we didn't actually have responsibility organizing. So that's actually what you have to do is actually create a way to achieve the goal because we don't know how to achieve the goal yet because we haven't done it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So again, you're fully empowered to do a different model and do different steps. It just needs to be trainable to the next person, even if you leave, right? There has to be a link showing the next person what it is that you know how to do to achieve the goal, right? It can't just be in your head. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
I
All
feel
right.
so silly really because it's very simple. Like, you know, um, just asking for the responsibility organizing. Maybe I'm just thinking so complicated or
Oh,
something
definitely.
like
That's
that. Yeah.
exactly what Alberto just said like yesterday is that, you know, he thinks that everybody's just way overcomplicating things.
Yes,
Like we're
yes.
literally asking for people to do very, very simple things,
Mm,
simple repetitive tasks, you know, starting with like the steps are laid out so simply. Like step 1, ask for the responsibility organizing link. Step 2, you know, copy and paste the responsibility organizing link on your main doc so you have it forever, right? I mean, it's so mundane, it's so basic. You know, if we can make sure people understand that we're not setting this up for Joyce, right? This is not for you, Joyce. You are a smart person who is very capable of doing 10 times more than we're asking you to do,
mm-mm,
right? But we're not setting this up for you. We are setting this up for you so that you can train a different person who may barely even speak any English at all how to do it.
mm-mm.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, so silly really. I don't know what happened to me.
Yeah, it's fine. All right. Anyways, let's take a 5-minute
Thank
break.
you
We'll come
very
back.
much.
Yeah. Well, and we got in part of the life support and the personnel support, we should just continually coming back with this with you, do more training on it, ask more questions, you know, get more clarification on the responsibilities little by little. Anyways,
Okay.
let's take a 5-minute break. And when we come back, we can go into the life support and support
Yeah,
alliance planning.
Okay.
great. Okay, 5 minute break.
Cool. I think I forgot to turn off the